Landria here, founder of digitalexplorers.net. So I want to ask you a question. If you were out there trying to earn money and you're trying to figure out how to do that, and of course you're focused on the money and you pick, publishing books or this app or whatever 101 things are out there. If things started to go bad, like maybe you just question yourself or, this is too difficult or you're not making progress, what would you be able to look back at that would justify having done it? Probably nothing. You wasted money and time, maybe you got a few skills and knowledge, but now you're going to chase the next bright shiny thing. Well, let me share something with you. I just had this talk with my students, my Digital Explorer students. They're going through stuff, personal stuff. It has nothing to do with the business itself, but they're putting pressure on themselves like we do in the old world. This is how things work. And I said, we let all that go in Digital Explorers. We don't operate like that. You're not on a time constraint. You're not on a schedule. There's no pressure to do things in a certain way, a certain time. This is all customized to you, and it's meant to be fun and expansive and beautiful. I don't tell you you can only do this. I tell you, let's explore all of this and we find exactly what's great for you, and here's what comes from that. Whenever you get challenged, maybe your personal life, or you question your ability to really do this like we always do. We don't think we're ever good enough to be the coach or the teacher or whatever it is, or the entrepreneur. What I said to them is, beyond the shadow of a doubt that what you're going for, what you're going after, is such a positive contribution to the planet and your life. That's all you need to know. That will be the driving force for everything. And when you're in that space, you can't quit. So when people chase all this stuff online on the money and whatever, it gets old real quick. And when they don't get the success that they were told they could, because it's really usually unrealistic, it's very competitive out there, and you're out there with the same old. But if you're doing something unique that has real purpose, a positive impact on the planet, and you have passion behind it, you will not quit. And you will find the ways to do it, and I supply all those steps. And you know that you're doing the right thing because now it makes sense. Now what you do for a living, what you're pursuing, makes sense. I'm making an impact on this planet, and even if it's one small business, I just improved the planet. I always say one light being at a time. And that is why I devised this whole training. Because when we start to look at how we earn, this makes sense. And those stop making sense when you have the nasty boss or the company that's polluting the planet, or you're serving foods that are toxic to other people. But you have to pay your bills. Well, you can't use those excuses anymore. You have an option. I created that option on purpose for everybody who thinks that they are stuck in a job or a career they don't love. And it's going to take some kahunas to step away from it. But if you're stepping into something amazing, passion, purpose, and positive impact, is it really that scary? I don't think so. I've been doing that for 10 years. I stepped away from 20 years as an investment banker. Why? I just couldn't feel it. And there was a need in here for me to do something powerful and amazing. And I couldn't have this spiritual channel teaching people how to break through fear, and then go back into the financial industry that's doing some horrible things. And I had some limitations there, but ultimately it wasn't where I should be. And when I let it all go, everything opened up for me. Everything opened up for me. Why? I was no longer hanging on to that I call it low frequency way of operating. And I started to go into expansion, passion. I went with what my intuition told me to do, and that was share these messages. Use all those skills. You'll use everything you've got, all your experience, and if you have none, that's okay. We find it, and I share it in a way that's going to make sense and help other people. And my entire life, everything in my life, from how I earn to what I do out here in that physical world, is about making a positive difference. And if you want to join that effort, you can click. If you're not in my email list already, you can click and go into that. There's a free webinar that explains why that world doesn't work out there. It's easy fix. And no matter how much you try to make that work, it can't. It's not in alignment with how we should be living. It separates us. It's greedy. It can be all these things. And I'm not saying all of it is, but ultimately, if you're not operating in a way that you know is best and highest, then what you're doing isn't where you should be. And so I created that option for you. So you get my free webinar, and if you want a discovery call with me, if you think this is something you want to pursue, I want my students to be successful, so I don't take everybody on. So just take a look and ask yourself if this is something that's right for you. I want to offer it to those of you entrepreneurs out there, aspiring and current, and say and ask you if maybe there's another way, because we're going into something really amazing. I promise you that. It's happening right now. If you want to be a part of it, you can click and get your free videos. Come over to my email list. If you're not in it, again, I want to talk to you. If you want to be a part of a new way of doing business, earning, living a healthy, happy one. I'll see you in the next video.